Alright everyone, you've seen the big names. Naruto versus Sasuke at the Final Valley, Goku versus Frieza on Namek, and Luffy versus Kaido. These are the titans that define our childhoods, and as we've gotten older, and if we watch anime for the first time. But let me ask you this. Does popularity always equal peak quality? What about the fights that truly blew your mind, yet never get the credit they deserve? Welcome to the deep dive into the Hidden Masters of Mayhem. Today we're challenging your top 10 lists, and we aren't looking for the most famous brawls, but we are looking for the ones that push the medium of animation into the realm of a higher style while flying just under the mainstream radar. To make this list, a fight has to hit our 4 specific criteria. Number 1, animation innovation. Did he use techniques that were ahead of its time or unique to the director? Number 2, narrative impact. Does the fight actually change the characters, or is it just cool window dressing? Number 3, distinct lack of mainstream craze. You won't find these on a standard top 10 most popular list, so we have to consider that. Number 4, the rewatch factor. These are scenes that make you hit the back button the second they finish. Like you really want to rewatch it. So get ready. You might just find your new favorite anime today. Let's dive in. Our number 5 pick comes from a show that's beloved, yet this specific fight is often overshadowed by the series' massive finales. I'm talking about Mob vs. Koyama from season 1. While most people talk about Mob vs. Mogami or the final claw boss, Mob's first encounter with Koyama is a masterclass in stretching and squashing. Director Yuzuru Kachikawa and the team at Studio Bones used this fight to establish the series' unique visual language. Notice the use of impact frames, those single, high-contrast black and white frames that flash during a hit to convey massive energy. This fight matters because it's the first time we see Mob's pacifism fail him. The choreography isn't about moves, it's about raw, psychic desperation. It subverts the Shonen power-up by making the power feel terrifying rather than triumphant. Transitioning from psychic brawls to the single greatest piece of swordplay ever animated, Nanashi vs. Lu Lang. This is a 2007 film that many modern fans haven't even heard of. But among animators, this is the holy grail. The choreography here, led by the legendary Yutaka Nakamura, uses a technique called camera tracking in 2D space. The camera doesn't just sit there. It feels like a person is running alongside the combatants, weaving through the falling snow and clashing steel. It subverts expectations by removing all the magical stuff, or fluff. There are no energy beams here, just weight, momentum, and the brutal reality of a blade hitting a bone. Before we move to the top 3, I want to hear from you. What's the one fight you think everyone needs to see? Drop it in the comments below, and I'm looking for some hidden gems for the next video, so just leave it in the comments. But moving on to our 3rd spot goes to a fight that's as much a philosophical debate as is a shootout. From Bungo Stray Dogs Season 2, Oda vs. Guide. Why is this overlooked? Bungo Stray Dogs is often seen as a pretty boy detective show, but this arc, the Dark Era arc, to me, it's a grim nor masterpiece. Both characters have the same ability, and they can see 5 seconds into the future. The Studio Bones again used a unique layered overlay technique here. Because they both see the future, the animation shows us 3 things at once. What's happening, what will happen, and what they change. It's a visual representation of a stalemate. But this arc is technically a flashback at the start of a season. Many casual viewers skipped it to get back to the main plot, missing what is arguably the most emotional and technically tight sequence in the entire franchise. It's a fight about the weariness of war, and the outcome completely rewrites the motivation of the series' main character, Dazai. Coming in at number 2 is a contender that might be illegal because it isn't technically a Japanese anime, it's a Chinese Donghua. Because if we're talking about Hidden Masters, Fall Kill of 5 Elements is the king. This fight, Burning Sun versus Peacock, is a jaw-dropping sequence that exemplifies peak modern animation. The director, Lin Hun, also acted as the lead animator, writer, and producer. This is an indie project that looks better than most $100 million movies. Just notice the celerity of the movement. Most shonen fights use speed lines to hide lazy animation. Fog Hill does the opposite. It animates every single micro movement of the spear. The innovative camera work uses snap zooms that mimic the style of classic 70s kung fu cinema. But with the 2020s budget, it only missed the #1 spot because, as an ONA original animation, it lacks the 90-minute narrative buildup of our winner. So here we are, the most underrated and misunderstood, and technically masterful fight in the history of the medium. Araragi vs. Kiss Shot Acerola, Orient Heart Underblade. Kuzumonogatari is a trilogy of films that serve as a prequel to the Monogatari series. Because that series is known for talking heads and surreal dialogue. People don't expect it to have the best fight in anime, but they're wrong. This fight achieves artistic brilliance because it uses non-Euclidean animation, where bodies break, blood becomes a landscape, and the stadium itself seems to warp around the combatants. It moves from the slapstick comedy to horrifying gore to tragic romance in the span of 5 minutes. It transcends mere action, and it's a fight about two people who love each other trying to commit suicide through the other's hands. Every punch is a line of dialogue, every severed limb is a metaphor for their broken immortality. It's the absolute peak of what Studio Shaft and director Tatsuya Oishii can achieve. These 5 fights prove that the most popular names aren't always the masters of the craft. Sometimes the most incredible art is hidden in the prequel movie, a flashback arc, or an indie Chinese project. I encourage you to go watch these scenes. Don't just watch the clips, watch the episodes. They're pretty good. But if you want to see a breakdown of the sound design in these fights, let me know by hitting that like button so I can maybe do a reaction or an analysis of it. And subscribe to join our hunt for the next hidden masterpiece. And then again, let me know what your favorite anime fight is in the comments below. Until next time, keep watching and stay curious, and I'll be seeing you on the next step of our journey. Take care.